Is this just this love?
Hey y'all, thanks for stopping by the obviously authentic channel. My name's Leah, that's spelled L-E-A and not L-E-A-H. So y'all, this is gonna be a little bit of drama that's brewing on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. That's on the rumor mills that I saw on Twitter and I've seen on fan pages and stuff. I just want to talk about it. So the first person we're gonna talk about is Crystal. So there's been some discrepancies about her age, and a lot of people are saying the math ain't mathing. So this is what someone had to say on Twitter, and this is just basically a concise little synopsis of what people think is going on. So it starts about she, which is Crystal, says she met her husband when she was 20 in the first episode. Her husband, Wikipedia says their first date was the Finding Nemo premiere, and that was in 2003. Supposedly, she is 35. The math seems to suggest she might have been 17. Regardless, she wasn't 20 then, or she isn't 35 now. Something is wrong. So basically, what it's saying is that either she was 17 when she got with Rob, or she's lying about her age and she was 20 years old, but that means she's not 35. She's a little bit older. I don't know. If she is older, she looks great for her age. I'm hoping she's older because it would be it's not right that he would date her, because I think Rob is in his 50s now. But I hope, I don't know. I hope he not being creepy. I hope he wasn't a creepy old man preying on the young girl, because he seems really cool and they seem to really have a good relationship. But this comment someone left, the math ain't mathing and they need to figure it out. So the next one is let's get into Erika, because that's what we all been talking about. So if you've seen The Hustler and the Housewife, I think that's how it is, or it's The Housewife and the Hustler. It's a Hulu documentary, and y'all, so we're gonna talk about it. So a fun fact, or a quick fact, they started filming Real Housewives of Beverly Hills October the 28th. She filed for a divorce November the 3rd. That was 6 days after, 6 days between that time. So when the ladies are acting shocked, I think they genuinely might be shocked, because they were in Tahoe, and then all of a sudden when they get back to, and mind you, you got to think about it. They started filming on October the 28th. That means they were in Lake Tahoe on the 29th, the 29th, the 30th, I think the 31st, and then November the 1st. So they only had 3 days in between that. And then poof, Erika's like, girl, I'm out. I said, that's a mess. And so we gonna get into it. So basically, a little background. Erika was 29 when she met Tom, who was 62 at the time. Basically, what the issue is that's surrounding this whole situation is that, excuse me, y'all, Tom is a lawyer, and he basically stole money from the victims of the cases that he won. He would tell people that oh, if you give me the money, I'll make sure you don't spend it all. Or he was blaming the funds not being transferred to the winners of the case, or the victims of these cases, on the judge. So in the documentary, there's one guy who actually, unfortunately, got burns all over his body, and his vocal cords got burned as well. There was a huge blast in California, and it blew away a whole entire block. And his girlfriend died. She got blown away outside of the house, and he was in the house, but as the fire was coming down, it was inhaling, and it burned his insides and gave him 3rd-degree burn. They won this. Tom was their lawyer, and he won the settlement, but he was giving them the runaround and never gave him his money, when he really needs all that money for the different types of surgeries he was having. Then you have You have the Indonesian plane victims. If you remember, it's the plane crash that happened that was so horrible. All those people lost their lives. Tom was helping lawyers over there win the case against Lion Share or Lion Air, which is the actual air, like the air company, the actual airplane company. And they won the case, but come to find out, he took the lawyers' money. He never paid the lawyers who were helping him, and he didn't pay the victims. And then there was also a lady who, she got bad implants and they were causing her like severe pain. And come to find out that the implants that were given to her were defective, and she never got her money, and she won her case. So basically Tom was winning all these cases, but he would take the winnings from the cases that he won and never pay those people. And the sad thing is that people like took him for his word because they trusted him because he won the Aaron Brockovich case. And if you don't know about it, it was basically a woman who went against this water company who I think was polluting or causing environmental hazards to the area that she lived in, and they won. And like he was a lawyer who was like one of the top lawyers. So he had money. Like he got a lot of money from that case. So there was no need for him to be greedy and steal and take this money from these victims that he was helping. So basically Tom even said, there's like, if you can find it, there is excerpts from the actual documentary where this man legit said he had $80 million, but it's gone. And then he said he had $50 million in cash, and that is gone. Do you know how, I was like, you had well over $100 million and you spent all of that money? All of that money? He should be ashamed. And now they coming after Erika because they seized and liquidated all of Tom's expenses, like all of his stuff. And I bet you he got money off of an offshore account. But the reason why they're coming after Erika is because Erika is saying that like everything that Tom has given her was either a donation because he was sewing into her Erika Jane company, or it was a gift. And technically, because it was a donation or a gift, I guess the courts are trying to figure out how much liable is she? Like, did she know what was going on? Like, was she privy to all the stuff he was doing? In my opinion, I feel like maybe she knew, but not to the severity of what he was doing or how much money he took. Maybe she legit thought like, yo, he got money and he might skim a little off the people. But like, I don't know if she really knew he took all these people money like that. And what the courts are trying to do is they're trying to take Erika's money and give her assets and everything and give it to the people, the victims that like should have got their money. So I was in a live on Nikki Starr's channel, but there was a lady in there who's actually a lawyer. I think she dropped down and said she was a lawyer for I think she said 20 years. But she was letting us know the tea. So this is what she was saying. She said the theft has gone on for 30 years. He has only been with Erika for 22. However, he got more blunt with his stealing the money from the people 15 years. The longer he was with them, 15 years ago. She also said it doesn't matter that Erika knew, she knows now and has been fighting tooth and nail to keep everything despite knowing it was purchased off the backs of the victims. And I agree with her with that. Like, I understand that you don't want to be living destitute or anything like that, but you should make it easier for the people to get their money back. Like, these are people who have nothing. Like the one guy who's the burn victim, all that he needs that money for his surgeries. The people who lost their families in the plane, they need that to rebuild their lives. Like some people lost their entire family and are now out in the world by themselves. And then the young lady with the breast implants, you don't know, she might have wanted to get her boobs done again, or she just needed that money just to live better because having defective breast implants can cause severe diseases. So get them people their money. She also says Erika's legal team never showed up in court until it was time to fight the bankruptcy or seize of her money and property. So I guess they were, because this lady has been saying, you know, because she's a lawyer, I guess this is something that interests her. She was saying that Erika ain't really been showing up to court until the courts was like, we about to take all your stuff. And now she fighting, like, don't take my stuff. They also said if the courts divorced them, because, you know, people are saying they got divorced too quickly. But she said if the court divorces them, it was probably a bifracture. That means they will grant a dissolution of a marriage. However, the distribution of assets and liabilities will be separated. So basically, the divorce, maybe Tom do got some money in an offshore account and Erika know where it is. And that's why Tom was like, let her go free, because Erika can still, you know, live her best life. But I was like, because they did get a divorce really quick. And then I remember this because the lady brought up Erika got busted in December for trying to sell her fashions. The Lion Air attorneys put a stop to that crap, and the drug dug into her behind. And I remember seeing that like on somebody, like a fan page, that Erika was selling stuff in her closet. But that's during the time that I didn't know that like she was going through it with the whole this whole court case with her husband or her ex-husband. And then the last thing is that, like, you know, yeah, Erika, when Erika met Tom, she was 29 and he was 62. So basically, it's a mess, y'all. It's a mess. And I'm ready for Sutton and Garcelle to get in her ass this season. Because, like, give them people their money. Give them people their money. Like, if anything, I hope they start taking her checks and, like, giving them to those people. Because they need their money. Like, you took their money. Like, your husband took their money. Like, give them their money. Also, I want to make mention of this. I meant to say it when I was talking about Crystal. Although I'm not vibing with Crystal, I don't like how people are trying to treat Crystal, because they're all upset about that $95,000 Hermes bag. But we remember seeing Erika with, I think it was a $150,000 leopard ring, and won't nobody talking about that. But y'all are mad at the Asian girl because she got a $95,000 Hermes bag. Get off her back. Crystal is a good addition to this cast. She young, she bitchy, she is upfront, and she got money. What else do we want? That is what we want these ladies to have. So get off that lady back. And then people saying Erika need to be off the show. No. We saw Teresa go to jail. I want to see Erika go to jail and see what she going to do with her life, and if she going to come back. Because, and then people are trying to make it like, well, they didn't support other housewives. Yes, they did. They supported Phaedra with her frauding. Like someone said on another comment I saw, Phaedra got away with murder. There is no way she didn't know that Apollo was up to. We all know Phaedra knew Apollo was out there stealing from them old people. The same is true for Erika. She probably do know that Tom was stealing. So I want to see, I want to see her go through this. I want to see how she gonna go through this. But there is a new update, y'all. So basically, Erika, so this is what happened, and I forgot to get the date of when this was posted, y'all. But Erika Jayne's counsel is moving to withdraw from Tom's bankruptcy as well. Here is a copy of the motion below, and I'll put this in the screen. So the Hulu special aired the night before this had happened. It was not flattering in the facts, sickening in many people's opinion, hard to watch. So basically, they're trying to bow out. They really trying to, they are trying to motion. It says the motion is based upon a legal fracture ground set upon the motion. They trying to get away from this. Erika trying to keep all her assets that she has made, but I really think that they about to go bye-bye. I really do. I really think they about to go all the way bye-bye, because that documentary was harsh. It was really harsh. I didn't watch the full documentary, but I saw the clips of the victims. And then I also saw clips of Danielle Staubs. But, it did not make them look any better. I even read excerpts from, people's opinions and things of that nature. I don't know. I don't know what she about to do. But I want to watch it, so I'm excited to watch it. Drop down in the comments below, y'all. Tell me what y'all thoughts. Like, do you think they should take her money, like her Bravo check, and give it to the victims? Or do you think it's like, if she ain't know that Tom was doing this stuff, should she be allowed to keep her stuff? Like, do you think it's okay for her to be scrutinized by the publics? But yeah, y'all, remember to be bravely authentic. And I'm out. And have a good night. Because it's nighttime here where I'm at. Deuces.